Hello, hello, you guys. Welcome to a special episode of Trendy with Kim Allison. And yes, it is just me, myself, and me. I am doing a solo episode. I'm going to start doing more of these, my weekly recaps, rants, whatever you want to call it. After this whole thing that I'm going to talk about today, I don't even want to use the word rant. So I'm just going to get comfortable here in my PJs and we're going to have just a candid conversation because I'm telling you guys, I don't know when the world decided that we can no longer hurt anyone's feelings. We cannot risk hurting anyone's feelings. We are so afraid of getting ostracized, getting canceled, blacklisted, black whatever, bald, whatever you want to call it. When did we get to a place where you can't be wrong? You can't just tell somebody they're wrong because certain things are right and certain things are wrong. I don't know. Is it just me? Or maybe I've just reached that age where I don't care. All right. I don't. Literally don't. All right. So let's get into it, y'all. We need to talk. We need to talk about this hair by Chrissy stuff because the beauty world, it is trending right now. And yes, it's about that $4,216 hair appointment that has everybody, including myself, y'all. We're just aghast, right? $4,000. I mean, shout out to Chrissy for even being able to reach a level of success to command that price. I am here for it, honey. So I say, go girl. But you guys, first things first, let me preface with this. Before we go any further, you know what? My new mantra, by the way, is there's no longer two sides to every story. Now there's three sides to every story. I say three because there's your side. In this case, it'll be the client, their side, it'll be Chrissy. And then there's the damn comment section now, who we will refer to as who they are, the comment section. But that's life, you guys, in 2025. All right, let's get into it. So, for anyone who's been living in a cave under a rock who may have missed it, a TikToker at not famous 808, I think is what she goes by. She flew in to see hair by for a hair by Chrissy appointment, right? Thinking obviously she was going to see Chrissy or have Chrissy service her hair at Habit Salon. So for context, Habit Salon, Chrissy, she owns two locations, one here in Gilbert and the other is in California, somewhere in the Orange County area. And for those who may not know, Habit Salon, it's a huge salon with millions of followers and transformations that go viral literally every single day. And it's filled with content creation, influencers, celebrities from all around the world. And then there's regular old people who scrape up their little pennies to get their hair done. I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess you got to have some money, right? To drop 4 grand on a hair appointment, or at least I hope you do. Now, back to um, the TikToker. Since her original post, now there's been kind of a bit of a pile on, like a pile on. And, I don't really like that. But anyway, so now there's not just her, there are other disgruntled clients. And I'll get into that a little later. But let's get back to what she's ranting about because I promised you guys this when I made that post earlier in this week that I would catch you up, update you, tell you everything I know. So the client says she paid for the Chrissy experience, which it's a service listed on the salon menu. She said, I don't know. She also said Chrissy touched her hair for maybe 60 seconds. 10 assistants later, they did the majority of the work and she felt pressured, she said, buying new extensions. Her results were apparently darker than promised, and she walked out with a bill over $4,000. Whew, holy moly. And how did she not know that? But anyway, you guys, the internet, as we all know, it popped off. I mean, I'm talking people that weren't even in the hair industry. They're asking me, and they knew about Hair by Chrissy. It's so crazy. It's like a whole, shitstorm, right? So now's for Chrissy, right? She's the second, she's the responder. And her response then was to post multiple videos showing herself touching hair, cutting hair, curling hair. I didn't really like that for her in that moment as a response to a complaint, right? Because we got to keep it in perspective and we should never clap back like that with a paying customer. I mean, I get she's kind of bashing you. I get it, but she's also sharing her own personal experience, which I think she has a right to do. We have social media, we have Yelp, we have Open Table, we have Google reviews. That's what they're there for people so that you can improve your service, so that you can understand who your customers are and what their experience is in your business. So I think that just kind of comes with the territory, especially when you're charging a high ticket price, right? Well, then not only did she do that, she drops merch, or maybe she thought about it and didn't. I'm still not clear on that, but allegedly she was going to merchandise a t-shirt that says hair in 4K. I mean, oh my God. Oh my god, and that's where oh my god, I don't agree with that, and at that point, you know, now we've got the third side in the conversation, AKA the damn comment section. They said, "How in the world can she charge these prices? Oh my god, I would never. I have never. My stylist only charges this," and hairdressers are saying that, like, "Oh my god, no one should ever have to pay that much." I don't know. I don't think we should count other people's money, especially if people are willing to pay, but that's just me. I mean, that's just me. So then after that, though, you guys, back to the drama and the saga, the client claps back. And now she has her own merch, and her t-shirt says, "Kindness is worth more than 4K." Okay, go girl. I get that. And she says also, Lord Jesus, that she's considering legal action. Wow, really? Is this where we're at with all of this? Woo. Alrighty. So what are we gonna call this reality show? What do you guys think this reality show in these beauty streets that we are on season 7, episode 12? I mean, what should this be called? Literally, this is crazy. Drop it in the comments though. I want to know what you guys would call this reality show. Now, for me and my thoughts, I'm a moderate. I'm pretty moderate. I don't care if it's politics. I lean heavier one way, but I'm still moderate. I still listen to both sides always. And if you came here to get, negative nastiness, you're probably in the wrong place because I don't like a pile on. I really don't. Kicking people when they're down. That's not really what I'm all about. But I do appreciate that this is a real conversation because people on threads are complaining about pricing. You just see it all. You see stylists and clients going back and forth toe to toe over pricing. So, if nothing else, I think with all of this at the expense of Chrissy and, said um, TikToker client, I think that at least we get to learn something and grow from this experience in some way. I don't believe things happen just out of nowhere. I think they always happen for a reason. So, and I think I should also note that I'm a hairdresser's hairdresser. So, in either case, I'm always going to side with to some degree, right? Because I understand that side of the business and what it's like, and we're kinda like, like cops. We stick together. We don't really turn on each other, right? So, that's why you gotta tread very lightly in these hairdresser streets, because I swear, people you still gotta see these people at hair shows, and they're still your colleagues, so we still have to be a community. It's us against the world, you guys. It truly is, right? So, anywho, the client, I think, has some valid concerns, y'all. I'm a seasoned stylist. I'm gonna keep it a buck no matter what, but let me first give it up for the 10 assistants it took to do her damn hair. Let's give it up for them because you guys, my newbies, you are the unsung heroes in our industry. You're the nurses to our doctors, the labor to our contractors. You are the absolute best humans in the industry. And let me find a round of applause for you guys because you truly, truly deserve it. Yes. But back to the client. So I say, the client is the true star in the salon because it is their hard earned money that allows us to have all the things that we have and to grow our businesses. So when someone is flying in and paying celebrity style pricing, they expect the celebrity stylist their actual hands. They expect transparency, no surprise product charges, results that match the inspo pick, a clear understanding of who's doing what. If you're selling a premium Chrissy experience, I would say, and Chrissy barely touches your hair, well, it's understandable why a client felt misled, at least in my opinion. And $4,000, that's not oops money. That's not wipe your butt money. That's a mortgage payment. That's a whole ass vacation. I should leave feeling like Beyonce. So, yes, I completely understand frustration while at the same time you can't blame Chrissy for your buyer's remorse either, which is why I think it's important that we be, you know, graceful. We give Chrissy grace because let's be fair, as a luxury salon owner, it is not easy. And let me let you in on a little secret, you guys. Celebrity stylists, they use assistants. They use a lot of assistants. And this has been happening for decades. Colorists in LA, New York, Dallas, Miami, wherever, nobody is doing a 6 to 12-hour extension hair color transformation alone. They are just not. I mean, it's humanly possible if you wanna work your ass off to the bone and have no strength left, but why would you if you didn't have to? Assistants, they speed up the process, keep the stylist from burning out. They're a part of how big salons scale, and when a stylist becomes a brand like Hair by Chrissy, you're not just paying for the labor, you're paying for their expertise, you're paying for their formulas, you're paying for their eye, their name, their demand, their years of training assistants to do things their way, which ain't easy, y'all. Also, we don't know what the client signed. We don't know what the consultation was like, whether the expectations were realistic in the first place, whether her inspo photo matched her starting canvas, what the salon's policy is on who performs services. There's always more behind the scenes than the internet sees. So if remember you guys, if you're an old person like me, you remember when we used to say back in the day, this is an A and B conversation and you need to see your way out of it. Well, I think the C stands for the comments. I'm just saying. So, yes, there is another side. And this whole situation really, it just comes down to one thing. It's the gap between expectation and reality. Like if Chrissy has a huge team doing the majority of the work, that is perfectly fine. I mean, cool. But then say that up front, price accordingly, explain who's doing what, communicate why the price is what it is, make sure that your client, doesn't pass out from sticker shock at the checkout. I mean, I think we need to give clients some credit, right? They can handle the truth. They're not babies. They can handle the truth, but I think what they can't handle is a surprise. They don't like that. And here's what I want new stylists to hear. And for seasoned stylists, this is nothing personal against Hair by Chrissy. I'm talking to newbies because they are my favorite people in the world. And I wish you guys would ask me for advice because I freely give it to you. But anyway, getting back to this, Miss Ranting, Rambling, here's what I want the newbies to know, you guys. It's not the assistants that created this drama. It's the communication. Your career, no matter how great, will go further being transparent, honest, open, and clear, way further than it ever will chasing clout. And that's no shade to anyone. It's my personal opinion and how I operate. I mean, I could be standing on an island all by myself right now for all I know, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Like I told you earlier, I don't care. But 10 toes down on that because a viral moment, it will make or break you, period. So build your reputation, trust, period. It's the only way. And that's what I have to say about all that. So all of that said, because I don't get my facts from hearsay, I don't like to, or nor do I run with the comments section. I reached out to a TikToker. Her name is Zoe, and she agreed to come on the show and share her personal experience getting her hair done at Habit Salon, paying $4,000.
Hairstylist, you need to buckle up for what I'm about to show you. So many people asked me to post my receipt of my services at Hair by Chrissy, and I really didn't want to, but I'm going to. It's so embarrassing. Here it is. I know I'm stupid. Please don't say that in the comments. I've already acknowledged it. I don't think anybody has seen the price of a full highlight. I mean, I used to go back in the day, pay $200, and I thought that was a ton. But thinking about this color service, I really kind of thought, well, it's Los Angeles, maybe that's what it is. Everything really is 10 times the price here. I feel that any hairstylist seeing that price is going to be shaking in their boots. Because how much does a full highlight really cost? What does that go for these days? I don't know. $890 seems a bit high to me. Not a bit, it is, it's high. But that is what I was charged. And as you can see, my receipt says extension installation, not Chrissy service, but the price is kind of comparable. And then the extension price is separate because they mixed two colors. One was the Boston cream and one was whatever color. So that is what you can expect to pay if you get your hair done at Habit Salon.
And that will air this Sunday, you guys, on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast, Trendy with Kim Allison. You won't want to miss this one because I ask all the things you want to know. And she was open and honest. It was a good conversation. I loved it. This situation is so messy, you guys. It saddens me. It really does. But I think it's also a master class in how important it is to manage expectations and just an eye opener of just how powerful influence and the internet is. It has gotten beyond us, what we can control influence, right? So, like it or hate it, it is in our world and it's a modality. It's a way to make money. It's a way to scale. And Hair by Chrissy did that. Good on you, girl. Go get your coins. For my newbies, you don't need millions of followers if you treat every client like they matter. You just need integrity, you need consistency and respect for the people in your chair, right? I always say, I don't care who's not in my chair. I cater to the ones who are. And I stand by that. And I will until the day I retire. Because I think clients remember how you made them feel long before they remember the cost. I just do. Just be transparent, be ethical. I love you guys. Thank you all for watching, listening. Please support the podcast because I want it to grow so I can share more amazing stories with you guys on relevant topics and things that are trending. And watch for these weekly rants because I'm going to do them. I'm going to do like a top 10 things that were my favorite online or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sleepy. All right. Good night, guys. Bye.